Welcome back to America Together Radio. Today we're talking about bottlenecks.
Finally, an episode dedicated to traffic jams.
Not exactly.
Although the comparison is useful.
Very useful.
What is a bottleneck?
A point in a system where flow becomes restricted.
Flow of what?
Information, resources, communication, decisions. People, almost anything can encounter a bottleneck.
So the problem isn't always the road.
Correct.
Sometimes it's the narrow bridge.
Exactly.
Why are bottlenecks important?
Because they often determine how effectively a system functions.
Even if the rest of the system works well.
Especially then.
One weak point slowing everything down.
That's often how it works.
Let's talk about information bottlenecks.
A very common problem.
What creates them?
Poor communication, limited access to information, too few people handling too much information, missing documentation, lack of participation.
Everything gets stuck in one place.
Exactly.
We've talked about community memory.
Right.
And knowledge bottlenecks occur.
All the time.
How?
When important information exists only inside one person's head.
Dave again.
Unfortunately, yes.
Poor Dave.
Very poor Dave.
The entire organization depends on Dave.
Surprisingly common situation.
One thing we've discussed repeatedly is the public grid.
Because bottlenecks affect public grid health.
Information should move through the system.
Exactly.
When it can't move, problems accumulate.
Exactly.
Clogged pipes.
Continuing the engineering theme.
A fishing boat heads out from Mobile Bay again. The factories hum, the class.
You're listening to America Together Radio.
County lines, coffee brewing, screen door swing. Another day begins again. A truck rolls down to...
How do communities reduce bottlenecks?
Several ways.
Such as
Improve communication, train additional people, document important knowledge, increase participation, create multiple pathways for information to travel.
Redundancy.
Exactly.
why is redundancy valuable?
Because healthy systems shouldn't depend entirely on a single point of failure.
Engineering keeps showing up.
For good reason.
Let's imagine a community project.
Okay.
One person handles everything.
Dangerous.
Why?
Because if that person leaves, gets sick, becomes busy, or burns out, the project may stop.
The bottleneck was wearing a name tag.
A useful observation.
So one solution is spreading knowledge.
Exactly.
More people understand the system.
Exactly.
More routes through the grid.
Another excellent way to describe it.
This seems like a good place for an approved message.
Agreed. Here is an approved message from Jeremy Levan.
No president governs alone. A president works with advisors, experts, cabinet officials, military leaders, governors, mayors, legislators, business owners, workers, families, and communities across the country. I am not running to pretend one person has every answer. I am running to build a serious team, listen carefully, make decisions, and take responsibility for the direction we choose. Leadership is not pretending to know everything. Leadership is knowing how to bring good people together.
That was an approved message from Jeremy Levan.
Any final thoughts?
Yes, bottlenecks exist in every organization and every community. The goal is not perfection. The goal is identifying restrictions, improving flow, and making systems more resilient over time.
Find the clog.
A somewhat simplified summary.
What comes next?
Next episode, we'll discuss signal versus noise and why finding useful information becomes more difficult as information volume increases.
The Internet episode.
More or less. This has been America Together Radio. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Coffee brewing, screen door swing. Another day begins again. A truck rolls down a two-lane road.